Welcome back, all 40K fanatics out there. I'm DJ.
And I'm Lane.
And we're here at Tim's Nation to bring you the beginnings of round 2 of the Tim's Nation tournament. This will crown the first champion of the channel. And today we are moving on for the winners of last week with the Votann and the Necrons. So, Lane, in my video, I discussed what I was planning for and what I was expecting.
Okay.
And, well, I was right in the sense of no Pioneer jet bikes, but you got something over there, something hunky and chunky. Three.
I know how much you like hackathons, so I brought a third one today. Just spamming every Votann vehicle I have. So 3 hackathons and 5 Sagittars and a 10-man brick of Hearthguard, and that's pretty much it.
Wow.
Keep it simple.
Gives you basically the roster right there.
Yep.
Yeah, my Necrons are going to be what we see before because with the Canoptek Court, this is what I like. This is what runs. And especially on a Votann, there's not really like too much else that I would change up going into this. So before we get into too much of the technicalities of things, and we discuss that a little bit on what we're thinking as this matchup happens, as always, guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please do. Turn on the bell to get notified of all of the content we bring you here on the channel. And with that being said, Lane, talk to us more about that Votann that you just said you were bringing today.
Today's Leagues of Votann list is an even 2,000 points. For characters, I have an Einherjar champion that has the enhancement Grim Demeanor. I have 2 Grimnirs, one of which has the enhancement Appraising Glare. I've got 2 10-mans of the Hearthkin Warriors. It'll be splitting up and jumping into Sagittars. I've got 5 Sagittars, and I've got 1 10-man Einherjar Hearthguard brick with the Plasma and the Concussion Gauntlets, and 3 Hecaton Land Fortresses, all of which have the SP Conversion Beamers on top of them. Pay no attention to the one with the gold paint, and I did not do that. It's not my fault. Don't blame me. DJ, what are you bringing today?
All right, here is my Canoptek Court. And for those of you who don't know, this is the same list that I've been running for a bit because, well, I like the way it is, and I don't like to change. So in this list, we have 2 6-man squads of the Canoptek Wraiths. We have 2 Canoptek Tomb Sentinels, a little bit of Deep Strike love in there with those Centipedes. 3 2-man squads of Canoptek Tomb Spiders, and 2 6-man squads of the Canoptek Scarabs. We also have 3 of the Canoptek Doomstalkers, long-range firepower. And then for our characters, we have these pseudo-characters of the Crypt Thralls, which can join any unit that is led by a Technoman or a Cryptek. So they'll be joining one of the 2 Technomancers that will be going with my Wraiths, one of which having the enhancement to give them Infiltrate. And last, but surely not least, the Psychomancer.
No, not the Psychomancer.
He's crazy.
I don't like him. He makes me crazy.
Oh, man. Yeah, he last game was very, very successful in making a lot of things fail Battle Shock.
Yeah, I was real bad on my Battle Shock rolls.
It was. But you know what? Even though you were bad on the Battle Shock rolls, that can be at very critical times, especially when you have Void Armor. Being able to go into a situation and going, take a Battle Shock, then you fail and go, oh, now they don't have Void Armor? Here, hit them with the kitchen sink. So that can be very, very crucial. And it can also, at the same time, score points. Easier points on some secondaries that might not normally be able to score, take away primary points, and since all of that is out of line of sight abilities, very, very strong.
Yeah, 18-inch range, right? 18 inches? Yeah, so that's a pretty broad range.
I think you could advance and do that too. So you could like move up like I did at the end of the game just to try to throw some salt in the wound and get the perfect 100 points. Rush them up the field and go, you don't have that objective. And they said, no, we do. Put your Oogie Boogie space magic away. We're good here.
No space magic here.
So, triple Hecaton. What the heck?
I mean, I know how much you like them. So I know you love playing against them. So I pulled the third one out of the pile of stuff I have that I haven't painted yet. And yeah, you get to, that's a little treat for you.
But now significantly less Hearthguard.
Yeah, it's just 1 10-man brick of the Hearthguard. Yeah, that's what we're doing today. I don't know if it's the right call, but I just wanted to make a durable list with 3 Hecatons and the 5 Sagittars and the Hearthguard. I think it's a pretty interesting mix of durability, and all the Sagittars are going to have little units in them popping out to do actions and score points.
Awesome. Excellent. So in this matchup, for me, but for both of us, this is kind of one that we're going to probably be staying away from each other for a lot of it. You've been playing your Votann rather defensive lately, And I don't really want to rush up on you because if I move to middle field, you're just going to shoot me off the board. So there may not be a lot of action in the early get-goes of the game, and it might be all of it crammed into those last couple turns. How are you feeling about that? How do you feel, especially with some of the abilities that the Hecatons bring, to be able to unleash? They can play into that late game effect.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, if I let you have the mid board, you're going to control it with the wraiths. So I'm going to have to do work into them, but it's going to take a lot of effort. Just because Votann this list does not have that high of volume of fire. You've got 4 up invulns and 5 up feel no pains on those wraiths. It's going to be really difficult to chew through them. So I'm going to have to, put effort into them, because if I don't, you're just going to control primaries all game long.
Well, in this one, we do already know what our primary is, and this is something we don't normally discuss. We do have Purge the Foe.
Purge the Foe.
So this is hold 1, hold more, kill 1, kill more. And you actually seem like you have more units than I do in this scenario. Oh,
yeah, because the Hearthkin Warriors are going to split up into little 5-man.
Right.
So there's going to be cheap little units around there that'll be easy for you to pick up.
Right. And so that's going to be, and then you only need to really hold 1 objective to get that partial. It's if you want to hold more to get that. So the objective part of it might not be as significant. It may be able to just try and continuously pepper and take units out and keep that kill hold. I do have a couple weaker units with things like the Crypt Thralls that will probably die off. And the they technically all count as 1 unit for their Crypt Thrall rule, so they wouldn't be. But things like the Scarabs would die off pretty quickly if you can get sight on them. So, all right, I'm ready. I'm ready to move into round 1 of this game. Game 1 of round 2, the semifinals. All right. So, Lane, you were victorious against the Orcs in a very close matchup.
Barely.
Ooh, man, those Orcs are fun. You get to choose odd or even.
Even.
God, so epic. It's like, All right, so Lane, you're going to deploy first.
Okay.
And we'll be back after deployment. Lane, it's time to play the game. All right, we are deployed. Lane, talk to us about what we are doing today.
We are playing the glorious game of Warhammer 40,000. And our deployment today is Dawn of War, the forebearer of all deployments. Dawn of War is what we're doing today. And then primary mission is Purge the Foe. This is the old kill 1, kill more, hold 1, hold more. So you get 4 points if you kill 1 or more enemy units in the turn. You get an additional 4 points if you kill more than your opponent does during the battle round. You get 4 points if you hold at least 1 or more objective. And you get 4 more points if you hold more than what your opponent does. For folks, when you're playing this mission, you can start scoring kill and kill more points in round 1. So secondary is the objectives, the objectives that you hold don't count until turn 2, but you can start scoring primary in turn 1 with the kills. And then our special rule is just Chilling Rain, so nothing fancy. It's a little cold out there. It doesn't affect the machines, and dwarfs are pretty stout, so they don't care about a little cold rain.
All right. I like the way you're describing that there. All right, so as far as deployment goes, recently this is actually the one I played Necrons against you in Dawn of War just recently when you did your Death Guard. So I'm kind of in a similar deployment here. Doomstalkers being able to focus, have 1 over here to go with that objective marker number 6. I have these 2 to be able to take up good position to be able to go at center field, as well as put threat on objective marker number 5. Wraiths are in position. These are the one that's infiltrate, to be able to move in and take that objective as need be, as well as Scarabs. These ones are actually down below, but the Scarabs here to be able to pop out and start doing all sorts of Scarab things. And then we got Spiders, 2 squads of Spiders back here with 1 squad of Wraiths, 1 squad of Spiders in here to be able to give that same feel no pain effect to this Doomstalker if it decides to hug the wall, and just having the Spiders up there to be able to go up there and start shooting and punching stuff. It's always a good decision, especially since you don't have any Berserks to fight me back today. All right, so that's it for me, Lane. What do you got?
We're all ready to go here. Remember the Sagittars do have a 6-inch, I believe, scout move. So at the start of the game, after we do the roll-off, I can decide if I want to move them forward or move them back more defensively. But yeah, just a whole bunch of trucks on the table with a whole bunch of little good boys and girls inside of them. We've got a lone Grimnir here in this Hecaton. We've got Hearthgame Warriors, and a lone Grimnir there, and Hearthgame Warriors and the Sagittars down the end.
So 2 of the Hecatons are empty.
Yep.
And then as far as Deep Strike is concerned, I have 2 Canoptek Tomb Sentinels that are in Deep Strike. And you have the 10 man of the Hearthguard with your E-Champ?
Yep.
All right, so now looking at the field, Lane, what do you feel? Do you want to go first or second?
Probably second today. I'd be all right with that.
Yep, hey, just to be able to get me to move out a little bit.
Yeah, come out, show me something so I can kill it.
That's fair. I would like to go first. I don't like my initial positioning, and I would like to get some more board space, so I wouldn't mind going first. So, all right, let's roll off. Hey, looks like I get my win.
Back to the 6s.
Yeah, there it is. We're on opposite ends of the spectrum right there. I like to see that. That's a good start for me for the day.
Let's get it out of the way.
All right. So, Lane, you have your scout moves. Let's go ahead and knock those out. Talk about those real quick, and then we'll go on to Necron turn 1.
Just a little bit of wiggling with the Sagittars. This one moved forward, so he couldn't be shot down through this line through the middle here. These 2 scooched back a little bit. This one scooched to the side, although he may get targeted by Doomstalkers. We'll see. And then this one just stayed where he's at. And then I gave out presents. Leagues of Votann and give out gifts at the beginning of the game. So this squad of Wraiths got 2 Judgment tokens. This Doomstalker got 2 Judgment tokens. This squad of Wraiths got 2 Judgment tokens. And that Doomstalker got 2 Judgment tokens as well. You have been judged. All right. On to DJ's first turn.
So I did go first, and not much I was able to do. I got Deploy, Teleport, Homer, and engaged on all fronts. Not the best secondary to start off with. So, well, I could have gotten a little more aggressive out here, but I wanted to stay back. I wanted to stay back defensive. I want to make Lane have to start committing. So instead, I just played it safe. I did move the Wraiths up to the middle, and they deployed Teleport Homers to get me at least 3 points on secondary, so I didn't get a 0 on secondaries for this round. And then I held these Wraiths back. I didn't feel like I needed to grab this objective marker. Lane could easily hold more than two or hold the 2 and tie me for that, but I'm not too worried about it. I want to make him have to pull back. As far as shooting and everything else, there was only one thing. This Doomstalker moved out and shot at that Sagittar and hit really, really hard. Lane was able to stop. I hit 4 wounds onto him. Lane was able to stop 2 of them, so we dropped it down to 3. And a battle shock to 2, which didn't matter much. I just didn't want to void armoring. So I'm going to pitch engage on all fronts for an extra command point, and that is going to be the Necron's turn. We're going to pass it over to Votann turn 1.
All right, so we got Cleanse and Tempting Target. DJ picked this one as the Tempting Target, so he has successfully tempted me, as I am now upon it.
For those who wonder why, it's because I wanted to pull Lane out there so I could actually start doing some damage.
I got too close to these Wraiths, and they moved away. He spent 1 CP for them to move. The Sagittar that was here got blown up in Overwatch by that.
The Doomstalker, he moved within 24 inches, and I shot him down. So we'll get 4 on primary for killing a unit this turn.
And just because of all the shenanigans, I don't know if I'll be able to kill anything. So we're going to do some shooting and see.
Well, what else did you do? What else did you do over here? Because you moved in. We've talked about all what I did.
I moved.
You moved forward.
Yep, we moved up and got on the objective. We're trying to cleanse here. Cleansing here with this Grimnir. And these guys are battle shocked here because they jumped out of the Sagittar after it got blown up. Okay, picked up a couple of these Wraiths here.
Almost 3.
Almost 3. And then picked up one of these spiders. But hey, he'll be back because Necrons. And then... yeah, that's about it. Scored 10 on secondaries, which is great. Good start, but DJ did pick up 8 on primaries because he killed 1 and killed more, and I was not able to kill a unit. So on to DJ's turn.
On to the Necron's turn. We are leaving this side of the field completely open and working our way over here. So we have extend battle lines and defend stronghold. So we're still holding our home field objective. Lane could drop in here with his Hearthguard and take it away from me. Next turn, I don't think that's the play. Over here, we're getting frisky with it. So we move both the Wraiths out. These wraiths moved out. We're able to move just over and then back and did a couple mortal wounds to that Sagittar. And then over here, we did the same thing, moved out and did a couple mortal wounds to that Sagittar. Now, as far as shooting is concerned, we do not currently have Canoptek control in the center. We can get it for combat as long as we clear a couple things out over here. So we moved up the Doomstalkers. And these Doomstalkers have multiple targets that they can go into. This one here can go at some of the Hearthguard, try and pick them up, or shoot into the Hecaton. Then we have this Doomstalker back here. Same thing, he can go into those Hearthguard, or he can, well, I don't think he can get, actually, I don't think he can get that Hecaton, but he can go into the Hearthguard. This Doomstalker back here is probably just going to go directly into the Hecaton, but also has an option in the center. So we need to just see how some stuff goes, how some of the dice roll, and then we'll make some decisions. Also, we got these spiders here, did not move, and are going to shoot probably at these Hearthguard, try and pick them up. All right, that's the end of my... Lane, what are you doing?
I'm coming for you, DJ.
Oh, okay. Well, speaking of those Hearthguard...
Hearthguard are rapid ingressing.
Yes, they are. And they're getting dropped back here. All right. That's going to be it. As Lane puts them out there, I'm going to start shooting at them with some stuff. So we definitely did some shooting. These Doomstalkers rolled really hot on the number of shots for the most part. Unfortunately, the Hecaton also rolled really hot on its number of saves. I probably put like 11 wounds on that thing, and like Lane's just like, nah, 4 up, nah, 4 up. No, let's just, nah, we're not going to do that. So Hecaton is heck chunky. Over here, we picked up the Hearthguard with just some stray fire, and I picked up most of the Hearthkin here. Sorry, I meant Hearthkin. Now, we do not control the objective yet, but once we charge, we will definitely control that objective, and that's the plan. And then over here, we did a little bit of stray damage. We got this now down to 5. We'll charge it with the wraiths. I probably won't pick it up, but I will at least take the objective. So, all right, time to do some charges. Finished well in the fight phase by clearing the targets that we went at. So Scarabs charged in, blew one up for some more mortal wounds, and then finished off with the lethal hits on the rerolls because we now had Canoptek control. Wraiths finished off the last 2 of the Hearthkin, so now we heartily hold this objective. And then over here, the Wraiths charged in. They did a little bit, they did almost enough damage, dropped that Sagittar down to 1 wound, and then Mr. Techno finished him off. So that is going to be it for my turn. We were able to score, we got 4 kills, which is nice for the turn. And we did get 5 for extend battle lines. We're just waiting on defense stronghold. All right, time to kick it over to Lane and his turn 2.
We pulled no prisoners and bring it down. So I moved some Hecatons forward to start shooting. Moved some Sagittars up. And these Wraiths counter moved because they ran away. This Sagittar just stayed nice and...
That's Sagittar? That's a pretty big Sagittar.
Yeah, Hecaton, whatever. You know, it was a big boy. It's a chunky fellow. That's it. We're going to do some shooting, see if we can bring things down and do no prisoners. Did some shooting, did manage to pick up these 2 spiders. So that's some points for bring it down and for no prisoners. Picked up another spider over here, but didn't finish the unit off, so got some bring it down points, which is always nice. Killed exactly 2 of these wraiths, giving me like a 10-inch charge here with the Hearthguard. Going to be pretty difficult to make that, and then we'll go from there. So we'll see what happens with the charge. Actually, we'll just roll it on camera. Here we go, on camera.
What did you need?
10.
A 10. All right. Here's a.
Oh, and now each amp lets me re-roll charges for free. 9.
Oh.
I'll check it again, but I'm pretty sure it's a fail.
All right. So we're looking at storm hostile objectives and secure no man's land. Secure no man's land, no problem. Already got that going. Storm hostile objectives. Yeah, that's not really going to happen.
There's a lot of super.
There's a lot of chunk on that one. Now over here, I mean, I just can't get close enough to be able to get a charge to get in there realistically. I did move the wraiths up, but that was me moving the wraiths up. There's a whole mess to try to get through, to get around, to be able to get a charge over there, and I need to play off this front. I don't want to give up ground. We have a very, very strong push. I'm just going to continue to play my game, play it the way it's been, and score out the points towards the end of the game. So I'm not too worried about Storm Hostile. That'll give me a command point. We'll just call it an extra command point for the next turn. As far as everything else, Race moved up. Mortal Wound smacked this Hecaton a little bit. Got it down to 6. Centipedes, we got one that came in over there, which is going to still shoot at that objective and try and get rid of some of those guys. And the other one's here to be able to go to any of these 3 objectives as I see fit. Scarabs, Scarabs moved onto the objective. That was the intent. And they are going to be OC1 because of the Technomancer being nearby. And yeah, that's Spider is over there to start moving to center to be able to protect with the Scarabs. These Scarabs move over here. We're going to be trying to fight at center. Over here, I should be able to pick up the Hecaton and clear out this corner. I'll have this area to be able to start pushing on the middle. Lane still has some board presence in the middle, so we're going to need to do some damage over here, and that's going to be where we do most of our work. Just try and shoot, hit these Hearthkin with some blast weapons and see what we can do for damage, and yeah, that's going to be what the turn looks like. So, all right, time to shoot. All right, shooting phase is pretty simple. Shot with the Doomstalker into the Hearthguard. They pop Void Armor, so that stopped me there. So the rest of the Doomstalkers shot into Sagittars and just did some damage to them, so we can start picking them up. Particle Casters here were able to pick up, or the Particle Pistols were able to pick up the little robot dudes on the side, so at least they're out of my way. And then over here, the Wraiths were actually able to dev wound out. Or actually, the Spider finished them, but the Wraiths did quite a bit of damage, and we were able to finish off the Hecaton. So all that's left is to do some charges and call it a turn. All right, got a little greedy and made a little bit of a misstep here. So I should have charged the Scarabs first to bring them in over here. Instead, I charged the Wraiths first and blocked out any charge point. So the Scarabs went into the Hearthguard just so we could start trying to whittle these guys down. We did end up picking one up and leaving a wound, so there's that, but then I knew it was going to happen. The Hearthguard just smacked me back. We were able to pick up the character, so that's going to be a kill on top of the Hecaton, so because it's 2. And then we got this Sagittars now down to 3, so that's kind of beat up. But that was kind of a little bit of a misplay there. I got a little greedy. Should have just pushed in there just so I could be able to try and pick up both of those and then hold them back. But it's not too bad. I mean, we still have a gun line, literally a line. We have a lane for lane.
I missed 9th edition beam weapon rules.
Yeah, right. For real. So we did Storm Hostile, or we did not Storm Hostile. We did secure No Man's Land.
Just one.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Yeah, so we did lose that off. We did lose out on that. That was a misplay in many extents. Very, very bad. Very bad, very bad. All right, kick it over to Lane.
We pulled Capture Enemy Outpost and Secure No Man's Land. So not going to be able to capture enemy outpost this turn because it's way over there. But we'll be able to secure No Man's Land.
Yeah, since I didn't do it.
So as long as DJ doesn't wreck all these Hearthguard when they charge in and try to fight them. So I'm going to do some shooting. Took a lot of work in, but we finally got through those wraiths in the middle here. So this is both my shooting and my fight phase. Shooting was not super eventful. I got this guy down to 2 wounds. I got this guy down to 6 wounds. DJ put the lone op strat on this guy, so I couldn't finish off that one. Just not a whole lot happening with shooting. But then the Hearthguard did charge the remaining wraiths and were able to pick it up exactly to the wounds and picked up the squad and the character. And it came down, I believe, just to the exact wound, right, DJ?
Yeah.
I swung with the E-Champ's Mass Hammer last and got exactly enough wounds to finish them off. So it actually gives me more kills for this turn. I ended up with 3 because I picked up the Scarabs in DJ's fight phase, and he had 2. So very close there. My secondaries were Secure No Man's Land, which I did, and Capture Enemy Outpost, which I will not, and I will get a CP for that one. On to DJ's turn.
Okay, so for this turn, we have Overwhelming Force and what was the other one? Behind Enemy Lines. Originally, we had Tempting Target, which I have a feeling Lane was going to go right here. So I didn't like that. So I pitched that out and was picked up Overwhelming Force. So we are going to do some damage to units on objectives. We tried to battle shock these guys. Initially, they failed. And then Lane has the champ's ability to re-roll the battle shocks. Lucky him. So now they're not battle shocks. So we can still void armor them in either the shooting or the fight phase one time. Over here, we move the wraiths up. So we'll probably end up charging this guy just so I can get the wraiths wholly within the, or behind enemy lines. And that'll be that. And then the centipede stayed still because he's already behind enemy lines. Otherwise, we reanimated a spider, and we have more units moving up there, so that spider's in position, so if we need to, charge and do some damage in there. Centipede's in position, and we have a whole massive shooting phase to put into those guys. So even though they can void armor, we got guns. We got guns, we got guns, we got guns. All right, let's do some shooting. Well, we almost got it there. We're down to just the E-Champ. Literally put my entire everything into them. 2 squads of spiders, the Sentinel, and all 3 Doomstalkers. Lane spent 2 command points to shoot back and nearly killed this guy, left him down to 2 wounds. So all that's left is to charge him and see if we can't pick him up with some spider combat. And then over here, the Wraiths and their pistols have actually been on point today and finished off that Sagittar. So all that's left is to do some charges and see and pick these guys up, hopefully. We did it. We got it. We're able to finish her off. First we charged, then we tank shock, and took her down to 2, and then the spiders just chewed her up and took her out. And then over here, it was epic. It was a hard-fought battle. But yes, the race ate the Hearthkin Warrior. So we have 5 kills on the turn, and we got 10 points for secondaries on overwhelming force, as well as, oh, what was my other one that I had? Behind enemy lines, because Mr. Centipede. All right, over to Lane in the Votann.
I have area denial and overwhelming force, which means I have to try to kill everything in the middle here. They're Necrons, so that's not actually going to happen. So I did pick this as my objective for my appraising glare, so everything counts as having 1 more judgment token than what they do. Now we just move the Hecatons and the Sagittar stay there so they can have eyes on this. I don't think we're going to pop everything that's in here. The good news is there's no invulns, or does the Centipede have an invuln?
Centipede's got an invuln.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, well, maybe we'll kill 2 of these.
Lane doesn't like Necrons.
I don't. All right. I'm going to prove that by trying to kill some. It took everything we had, all the shooting, from the Hecatons, the Sagittar, these little guys that got out, and that last, there was 1 spider left that had 1 wound. I charged him. DJ spent his CP to reanimate, and he reanimated, but only got 1, so he was up to 2 wounds. And then I spent the CP to give them extra AP. I forget the name of the strat, but I gave them some AP on their attacks, and they did heroically manage to pick up those last 2 wounds off that spider. Even though they only had 1 attack apiece, we rolled hot on our wound rolls, and we did pick up the spider. So it gave me overwhelming force for 5. Area denial failed on because there's too much in the middle there for me to kill. So that's it. On to DJ's turn.
Cleanse and Assassinate is the name of my turn 5. So Scarabs will cleanse over here. Wraiths will cleanse over here, since this is an objective marker outside of my deployment zone. At this point, the entire table is a Canoptek control node. So we're just going to finish these guys off. They did Battle Shock. I hit them with my Battle Shock ability, so they are now beshocked.
I've now failed 7 out of 8 Battle Shocks.
And yeah, we moved the Doomstalkers up with Assassinate to try to put some extra fire onto this guy to see if we can't get lucky and maybe pick him up. And we got overwatched by a Hecaton and lost a Doomstalker. So we only have 1 that's going to put shots into there. Try for it. It's going to be a long shot. And we'll see what happens. All right. Time to do some shooting. All right. So shooting-wise, we got so close. 1 wound left. We did so much damage. And we even did the gauze was even in range. So close. So close, but he's still alive. And then over here, man, this Sentinel just did not want to do
so
work
little.
today. He just nothing. So we did not get a kill yet. We do still have our Overwatch to be able to go with. Oh, and this Sentinel over here just charged into both, shot. It was just being really, really annoying. So That's always fun. All right, but we did get 5 on Cleanse, and we can't pitch Assassinate, so maybe if Lane moves that character, I'll Overwatch it. Epic foreshadowing. But that's going to be it for my turn, and we're going to kick it over into Lane in his last turn.
So I pulled Storm Hostile Objective and Defend Stronghold. Defend Stronghold is impossible because there's a pile of wraiths on here. I already burnt one, or I already did the New Order strat, so I can't chuck Defend Stronghold here. I'm stuck with it. And Storm Hostile, I'm going to see if I can take this objective here from DJ. That's it. We'll do a little bit of shooting, see if I can get maybe 2 kills, which would give me kill more. Yeah, we'll see if that happens. Okay, so we failed to kill this thing in shooting or fighting. The Sagittar did charge in there, but he was tank shock. He's battle shock because I failed every battle shock test I rolled today. So DJ did survive there. So I still got kill more because I did get 1 kill.
And I did not pick up anything on the field.
And DJ did not kill anything because I got one little dwarf here holding strong. So I did end up killing more. So it made it for a very close game overall. We both tied on secondary. So we both ended up with 29 on secondaries. But DJ outscored me on primary. So he had 48 on primaries and I have 40. So our final score is Necrons 87. And then the stalwart little squats got a 79. So Necrons 87, Votann 79. Super close game, super fun. Follow us over to the post-game battle report, and we'll talk about how it went.